Select Start with DJ Eric Riggsbee. How you doing, everyone? Welcome to the show. Today on the show, I have guest, Handsome Dodger.
How's it going, everybody? How you doing out there?
Today, we're taking it to the streets. We're going to play Floor Kids. All right, well, let's jump into it, man. This game's a lot of fun.
I'm really excited. It's a fun game.
All right, we're going to start at the top. We're going to go all the way through all the songs. The architect in me likes this one, Blueprints.
Blueprints.
The idea of that.
I like the sketches of the buildings, how it's like you can see the pencil strokes in the game.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. So it's not like this really defined, piece. It's kind of like just random and kind of chaotic. Can I just rush out there, rush to it?
Yeah,
oh, snaked it.
Yeah, I think it's whoever gets it on that first part with the vinyl.
She's just gonna go for it. She's like power move, going right to it. Oh, I see. I forgot to fly.
You gotta watch the burn meter. I'm throwing shade your way.
Okay, get out of there. Oh, pose it. Oh man, it's horrible. See, I'll just tap to the beat and I'll get a burn going real quick. Here it comes. You better watch this.
Oh, I blocked it too late. My shield guard was off.
I like how it's like when you're dancing, I can still do something in the game. I'm not waiting for you to take your turn.
Right.
It's very interactive.
All right, ready?
Here we go.
Oh, you both got a great job.
Alright, here we go. Some action.
Yeah, you can't throw too much shade too fast. And if you stay with the same.
Oh, what was that? Why did it go in slow motion like that? Oh man. Okay, I gotta watch that. I'm gonna block one of those things eventually. Oh man.
I almost was able to get my shade meter up. My burn meter. My shade burn meter.
Here it comes.
Oh! You gotta get that down.
Oh, and then burn in the middle of a windmill.
You're burning it too fast. Close.
You got 2,500. I got 500. That's not pretty close.
No, I mean in the scores though.
Oh, okay.
We're in the.
Yeah, I got a couple thousand points under you.
Not bad.
Not bad.
So all the music in this game was designed by Kid Koala.
That's pretty rad.
There's like 40 tracks in this game, and he's going on a tour right now, and it's like the Floor Kids edition.
It's kind of funny. In my household, we like burn for everything. We have all kinds of burns.
You guys are burning each other all the time?
Yeah, so I think it's funny. There's like, the boys go to school, so they come home with all these new burns. They're like, oh, supernova burn, white hot burn, So I always tell them, if mom burns them, it's the yo mama burn, and there's nothing worse than the yo mama burn, because your mama burned you. So like, sometimes you'll hear me, like, mom will say something, and you'll hear me in the background, ooh, mom burn! I like the fluidity in this game. It's real, like, actually knowing how to breakdance, you can see how they're pulling off the moves. It's not some over-exaggerated kind of animation of it. It's like, it's kind of real.
My daughter's all about the coffee grinder right now. So she's taking hip-hop dance classes.
Oh, that's funny.
She's 8. And we went to the father-daughter dance a couple nights ago. And she was doing all those moves, and she was in a dress doing the coffee grinder in a dress.
I'm actually going to be a DJ in a school dance pretty soon here. I'm really excited. I like watching those little kids like try to bust their crazy little kid breakdance moves, like part ninja, part breakdance.
So there were so many songs that I had no idea what they were, and all the little girls,
they all knew.
They knew every word, and it was funny. A couple of the dads too were singing along like they're subject to it.
It's weird too. Like when I was doing, I did a fun run for the school, and I went out and donated my time and played some music for them. play some psytrance for the first hour, just to give them like a little warning, and like some alien was here, so they all come out of their classroom, and I have these two 15s just blaring psytrance, right? And the teachers were like, "What is going on?" They had no clue. The kids were loving it, so they invited me back, and they're like, play whatever you want, just keep it kid friendly. So.
Oh really? There's like not like a.
Yeah, just keep it kid friendly. So.
Do you have any of the new stuff? Because they're gonna be asking for it.
The stuff they asked for was just horrible. They're like, play "Be Humble" by Drake, and I was
sure,
like,
you're gonna get all that.
I was like, no. So I played like I did the basics, like Crisscross. Played a couple Daft Punk tunes.
Okay.
Like Around the World. So they were running in a circle. I played Around the World. I played Eye of the Tiger. I played. There's this song. It's from. Do you guys watch Teen Titans?
My kids love.
Okay,
Teen
know
Titans.
the song "The Night Begins to Shine" or whatever that is.
I don't, but they.
Oh
love
man, that
show.
is the jam. I got a copy of that somehow, and when I play it, like the kids just go nuts. It's so funny.
So speaking of old school stuff, did you hear that Simply Jeff and Uberzone are back?
Yeah, I am really excited. I am a super diehard Simply Jeff fan. I love Uberzone as well, but I love Simply Jeff a little more. I'm a little more excited that he's digging in his crates and getting ready to play. Uberzone's performing and doing his Uberzone stuff, which is great. But yeah, it's a big some big news for the breakbeat culture.
Yeah, those are the two acts that kind of in my dream world for Faultline. Like, who could I bring out that would like who's not currently doing stuff that I'd have to seriously either throw a lot of money at or maybe they're really excited to come back. We have no idea, but those are the two guys that I always want to bring back.
I just would like to go on record that if you bring Simply Jeff, I'd love to play. I'd dig out some crazy wax for you guys. I think it could be great. I really would like to have Basement Twins come out here though and play Faultline. I don't know how.
I think they're local.
He just does his stuff. That's what I love about Pete.
He's from Oakland, right?
Well, originally I think he's from Belgium, but he's lived in LA and San Francisco. I think he lives in Oakland now. But he just does his own thing. He does his art. He makes beats. He doesn't put out any releases. He just makes little 2-minute beats for Instagram. And they're like the craziest, quirkiest little beats, that you've ever heard. Like,
oh, really? You gotta follow him on Instagram?
Yeah, you follow Basement Twins on Instagram, you guys will find some amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. And it's like 2-minute song and that's it. There's no album coming out. There's no remix coming out. It's just, that's what it is. And it's very unique. And you go back to his old stuff and you find some amazing breakbeat cuts.
Well, he was doing all the stuff with Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And all those like...
Dan and Jim Hopkins.
Yeah, Jim Hopkins, Dan. You do the flip side of these Basement Twins.
Yeah, for the Electroliners, the Loose Caboose.
I'll be playing that at the 4-year anniversary.
Oh, man.
So the 4-year anniversary for Faultline is all vinyl night. And we're going to be playing vinyl from the entire decade of the 90s and the early 2000s.
Nice.
And we have headliner Felix the Dog, who... It's really special for me because he's the guy that got me my start, kind of as far as like... I've been DJing for a couple of years, and I finally was ready to start playing out in the club scene, and he's the first guy that, gave me the call.
That's good.
During the eclectic, hectic days, right?
Right.
Did you ever go to Eclectic back in the day?
No, I didn't. When I came out here, my introduction to the scene was through Sticky Vinyl. We were out of Vallejo, and so it was like basically, I think they were like a hard dance kind of troupe, doing lots of energy and trance parties.
What was your...
That was 2000.
Okay, yeah.
I was playing under a different alias back then. I was a Super DJ Era, and I was basically played like a lot of hard energy and hard trance because that's what was getting me booked. But I wanted to play like breakbeat.
Right.
I wanted to play funky stuff, and I had just come from SoCal. I was playing a lot of like hardcore techno, like really hard gabber and terrorcore.
But when you did the Faultline session for us, you did the Faultline session 3. It was a New School break set, which New School at the time was like the early 2000s. So you have all that vinyl, right?
Yeah,
vinyl.
I have a lot of that newer sound from the New School breaks era. I really liked it. There was a lot of artists that really stood out, like Renee Pilgrim, like from Thursday Club Recordings.
He was kind of the guy that really kickstarted that sound, I remember.
Yeah, his stuff and his selection is amazing. He's got like a bunch of different aliases and labels, and I just kind of fell in love with that style of breakbeat. Just really rough. It sounds like slow jungle.
I want this on vinyl. Like I would play this. I would play this on like a mix now.
This sounds like an old Rectangle record.
That robot voice?
Yeah, he's got a lot of like beats that are just simple like this. One of the Seal beats is like this too on one of the Scratchy Seal records.
So tell me about this project you've been doing on YouTube. You have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, well, the original intention of it is like I didn't want to do the Facebook thing. I wanted it to be different. YouTube archives the video and I can share it into different, social media platforms. So I thought that was really cool. And I also have with the smart TVs, I can talk into the remote and I can say YouTube Handsome Dodger and it'll pull up my channel. So you can watch mixes and things like that. So I was doing live mixes from the house. Then I got involved with a tape group. And it was just guys, sharing their old tapes and their love of like old mixes. And we started archiving them and we made like a big old master list. And we just been uploading tapes and reliving our twilight years as old ravers, with our favorite DJs.
This is what, like the mid-90s, late 90s?
Yeah. Well, some of these guys sharing tapes are like, they got like, some of Boy George's first DJ mixes. So you're really unlocking these really cool things that you would have never heard before if you weren't from that town. So it's really cool. I'm really putting a lot of effort into like archiving these tapes.
And you're putting them on sound qualities, you're bumping it all up, doing all that, right?
Full studio conversion, like we're not just recording a tape onto YouTube. I'm like putting it in the program, I'm mastering the tape, putting, really cool images that belong to the tape if I don't have the covers.
Right.
And then, make a movie out of it and, get it on YouTube. But, the cool thing is like, old DJs who had these great demos that nobody knows about, they get...
I have so many good ones.
They get some play, get some play. So, you can find out who that guy was back in the day who played, with DJ Theo on this tape that your buddy made a copy of but never wrote down the other DJ's name, now you have it.
Right.
So it's really cool. I'm really...
How many have you done so far?
I've done 6 or 7, but I have 12 in the computer that I just need to like upload.
Jim Hopkins is doing something similar to that.
He's in our list. He's in our group.
He's in the group?
He's in the group, yeah.
He's like in the archiving and...
Yeah. He's got the I Heart something. It's like a new platform, kind of like SoundCloud. And you can go and download...
Oh, Heart This?
Heart This, yeah. And you can download your stuff and upload things. Yeah, but he's in our group. It's I Love Mixtapes on Facebook. You guys can join, come listen, add to it. If you have tapes, there's people like myself who are willing to archive your tape and send it back to you. So
really,
if anybody's
awesome.
interested,
That's really cool. Well, a lot of that music gets lost. And I think the equivalent of that in the video game industry would be like back in the day where you had these kind of like Commodore 64 or like floppy disks.
Yeah.
You had these like pirated games that like were not big releases, but like people had them and would share them. And then these games, if they don't get like, the ROM doesn't get uploaded online, these games are lost. And a lot of times like people are really into like the archiving and like preserving these games and finding them. And once they find the game and realize no one else has it, they make sure they share it with everyone else.
Yeah.
So it's really cool you're doing this.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And I think it's cool that, like everyone's really putting an effort into like looking for old tapes now. They're going to flea markets and swap meets and thrift stores and they're like, oh, look what I found. Someone found a David Alvarado tape for $3, at a thrift store.
Really?
Yeah. It was super rad.
But like no one had. Like
there's no one had. Yeah, just like it was a super old tape. I went to a thrift store in Sacramento just a couple weeks ago and I found a Christopher Lawrence United States of Trance CD for 50 cents, brand new.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Where he's on the front, he's like sitting there. And then I found a Depeche Mode tape in the DJ Sneak CD from Moonshine for $1.
Wow.
It was so rad. I was like, man.
Yeah, I miss the days of digging for vinyl. I feel like
I still continue.
It's hard to know when people are going to dump their stuff. Whereas like 10, 15 years ago, you knew people would like get rid of things.
Right.
On the regular, right? So like you would go once a week and you'd be like, oh cool, when did you get your shipment in of like all your new stuff?
Yeah, Wednesday we buy all the buyers here on Wednesday,
Right.
So Thursday they get cycled in.
Now it's a little bit more kind of sporadic, I feel like.
Yeah, because somebody can go like right now and offload like 24 crates.
And they don't know, yeah. How we know?
Is it O Live or is it O Live?
I think it's O Live.
O Live.
My favorite track.
Do you think it's really like Oliver? I think that's
Like in real life, that's like the name his mom gave him.
Yeah, his name is Oliver, but he's like, no, I'm Oli.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's his name. His name's Oliver.
Let us know. Let us know, 4Kids.
Yeah, we were like backgrounds on like all the characters.
Oh, they've been doing an amazing job promoting their game in the last week. Since I've been watching them.
Yeah, this is the beat I love the most.
This one's killer.
It's just like so like. For me, this is like something like Simply Jeff would play, like very Africa Bambaataa kind of funky break, but like super deep kicks that like Omar Santana would use in his breaks.
Exactly.
You know, just like man, so full. Oh, take that!
Well, I think that's why I like a lot of the Dirty Bird break stuff, because it's really full sounding.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of that sound. A funny story about playing Dirty Bird stuff. I was playing EDC 2012, and I was playing this little recharge zone, like this little gypsy cart, and I was rocking some Dirty Bird, some early Dirty Bird, and this dude sticks his head in. And he's like, hey, man, you got a mic? And I'm like, no, man, I don't. I sure don't. Let me look, though. And I gave an honest look, and I didn't. And he stuck his head in further, and it was Coolio. Coolio was trying to MC for me at EDC while I was rocking some Dirty Bird beats. And he was like, man, I love this beat, dude. If you had a mic right now. And he gave me this, you know, those little hands, those little light rings you put on and flick on? Yeah. He's like, here, dude, this will really help your DJing out, because it was so dark in there. He gave me a light ring, and I used it. I was like, damn. I was like, I wish I had a mic.
Man, so he didn't go Gangsta's Paradise on you?
No, it didn't. No, we had no mic, and I thought it was like an old school mixer where we could just plug the headphones in, but it was like.
What EDC was this? What year?
2012.
Oh, that is awesome. And he was just hanging out. He was just
there, and then like so he stuck around for my set. He like danced with my lesbian friend and tried to get her to come back to his hotel room, and he was funny. He's like trying to pimp her out. He's like, what's up? I think you're so beautiful. And like she was wearing jeans and a flannel.
Oh, wow.
It was so bizarre. Well, yeah, he was hella cool.
You heard it here first, people.
Yeah, I still have the light too. I still have the ring light he gave me. But I thought it was like the biggest compliment. You know, he told me that like what I was playing was the best music of the entire festival, and I was playing
just
like
some nice thick breaks,
side stage, and just like breaking it down.
Yeah, because the hip hop guys know what's up.
Yeah, it was
when they hear that 808, they're like, all of a sudden they've been hearing house all night, right? Where it's just like this pillow beat, and all of a sudden they hear that, ooh, they're like, where's that coming from?
Yeah, it was so random, so cool. It's like I think that's the most interesting DJ story that's like, you know, I guess PG rated for the show.
Right. Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
You know, I have some interesting ones that I would have to change the names and do all this stuff, and it would just be too complicated.
Change the names, locations.
Yeah, just so many tales of stuff. But yeah, I thought it was cool though.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Coolio. Because I mean, I'm a fan of Coolio. I'm a fan of like hip hop and especially that old sound.
I like that old sound.
Some good stuff. Good breaks. You know, good funk bass lines.
Animation in this is amazing. I love how simple it is and scribbly. Yeah. And it's just like, it's only a couple of frames per second, really. It's like, it's definitely like flipbook animation. Yeah. But it's amazing.
I think because it reminds me of the 3rd grade. So a lot of you people at home or in your spaceships or wherever you're at, you can't see this tree he has over here. If any of you have seen Kickboxer, you know when Van Damme kicks down that tree?
Is that what that looks
He's got one of those trees right here on the side. And it looks like he's been kicking at it because half of one have just been like blown up.
I don't know what happened to the top.
And then the top's just like growing. But I think he kicks trees at his house on his spare time.
I do.
Because you do the jiu-jitsu stuff, right?
I'm almost a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I know you were still doing some of that.
Hopefully by this summer I'll have my black belt. Listen to this track. This is nasty. I'm a sucker for that woodblock sound in the background with like a robot.
Oh, really? Kind of like Egyptian lover sound.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I used to hear on the radio as a kid, and that's what made me want to play the drums. Like, as a kid in the 80s, I'd hear these songs on radio. Like, you know, Paul Abdul and Janet Jackson, you know, right. It's like, and I'm like, I want to play the drums. So then I played the drums for 8 years, from 10 to 18. By the time I got to 18, I started going to parties. And I was like, okay, this DJ thing is like a natural extension of that. I'm like, it's just beats. I'm like, you can do all these crazy things with the beats that you weren't able to do with just a drum kit. And the rest is history for me.
And what Eric didn't tell you guys also is that since I know how to breakdance, and I don't know if he does, we're actually gonna have a b-boy battle.
I don't.
After this show, and we're gonna see who can do like these moves for reals.
My daughter's getting better than me. She's taking hip hop dance now, and she's learning all the moves like coffee grinder.
You gotta get all your up rock and your floor work. I think that the transition from the floor to the ground is the most important. That's the most, because it has to be smooth, and you have to develop this like nice motion into that.
You think that's it? Yeah.
Yeah. Because if not, you just rush it, and like if you get a nice fluid motion, you build up a little more momentum, and you can start pulling off your moves, a lot smoother and cleaner, because you have that power, You don't have to use your muscles, you're using momentum.
Well, the combination of my daughter learning these moves right now and me getting this game really makes me want to learn these moves. I mean, I've been DJing for 20 years, and you've been DJing probably longer, a little longer than that. You don't go to a club and DJ as much as we do without learning a couple moves.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just by default. But some of these moves, where you go on the ground, the down rock stuff, I'd love to learn.
Yeah, some of it's easy, and some of it's like taken from different martial arts from all over the world. From your Russian leg kicks and your swipes from Asia. Yeah, if you look at Russian dancing, they're basically b-boys are taking those moves and like integrating it into their routine.
Interesting.
So it's like b-boy is like a very big melting pot of a lot of different cultures.
Oh yes, did you see that?
Yeah.
He's doing the worm
backwards.
The backwards worm? Is that what that was?
Yeah. Watch an old Jackie Chan kung fu film, and you'll see him basically breakdancing and doing floor work and swipes.
Like a decade before breakdancing came to this country.
Right.
Yeah. It's like 70s.
Oh, I love that. That's like one of my favorite. Like a low flare like that. So stiff. Oh,
well,
man.
I like their style. When you play that.
I've done the best with that sequence so far. The last time I hit it. Oh, man.
I like this place. This arcade. I want to go there. I always wanted a club, like DNA Lounge would have been a great place to have like a lot of arcade cabinets, like like in the upstairs area, like along the wall and stuff. I always feel like a club could do that, but no one's done it.
There's a place in Sacramento called.
I'm not talking about a barcade. I'm talking about a nightclub.
Yeah, I want to do like a night at the Coin Op in Sacramento. They have just games in a big old bar. It's like a whole wall of pinball, and it just wraps around like a labyrinth of games, and they're all like cheap. You go get $20 worth of quarters and just go for it.
Tell me about the D&B radio.
D&B radio is fun. I like it because it's different. I used to play for Preserving the Pitch, and I was on camera. So when you're on camera, you can't do anything. You can't drink, you can't smoke. You're very limited to what you can do. They don't want you to wear any offensive stuff. Your room, your studio behind you has to be, can't be like a bunch of clutter, because they were trying to sell it.
Really?
So yeah.
Is that restricted?
Yeah, they're trying to sell it to Comcast. So you would sign up and, watch the DJs play. If you had a super sick system in your club and you had visuals, we would basically, like, it was weird DJing there.
Is it still going on?
It's still going on, but they had like a falling out with the owners. So kind of, it had its own dedicated site that was running for years, and then now it's on like Ustream. So that's kind of when I walked away and got the opportunity to come along to D&B Radio. And so having, being a resident for Dystopia, I was like, well, we should, start doing a radio podcast or something. So I've been doing that and reaching out to local talent and guys in other states and trying to get some people to shoot me mixes and demos to play.
Nice.
I don't know if you know Curtis Richardson Hammers. He was, kind enough to send me like 30 tracks that were just mastered and not even released. He's like, here you go. So I dedicated like a whole hour of my show and just played his tunes, because it's like, the artist was willing to just give me a bunch of tunes for free, and I was like, wow, that's pretty rad.
So when is the show? When is your show?
My show is on Sundays, so Sunday 9 to 11, and then I do sometimes I'll do like an appearance during the day. You can do like what's called a renegade slot if no one's on or if somebody can't fill. But D&B Radio's playing 24/7, so they have a playlist that plays, and then when a DJ logs on, the playlist stops and the DJ does his thing.
And it's online?
It's online on dnbradio.com. Oh, knee spin. Dang, that's like the basic of basic moves right there. But I like that because there's no camera. Well, I have the option for one, but I don't use it. So, you know, occasionally I will do a pre-programmed show if I'm out of town. So I can get people to do guest mixes for me. And I'll
Nice.
do a pre-programmed show and just let it ride and, you know, let the guest mix do its thing.
One of my favorite movies of all time is Breakin'.
I love that movie.
It's super cheesy, but I love it.
I showed my youngest stepson Beach Street, and like instantly he went to the room and pulled off the outfit. You know, he had like the vest and the hat and the glasses, and I was just like so fascinated by it.
Do you have that on DVD?
I have it on Blu-ray.
Oh, it's hard to find on DVD.
I have a Beach Street.
You like Kush Groove?
Yeah, I have Crush Groove also. Yeah, have you ever seen Delivery Boys? That's a good break-in movie. Very on the topic of break-in movies. Have you ever seen
Delivery Boys?
Delivery Boys, yeah.
No, what's that all about?
It's about like a bunch of like the guys that work at a pizza shop. They're all like on a b-boy team and they're trying to get to a competition.
Oh,
So
that sounds amazing.
they all go out for the day and they
It's
get
the 80s? Like 80s
yeah,
movie? Oh, wow.
and they get stuck and they get trying to get all these crazy obstacles and scenarios to get back to the breaking competition to win. Oh, it's so rad.
You know, everyone talks about Electric Boogaloo, but I think the first one's better.
I like them both. I kind of see them as one big movie. If you watch them, like you marathon both of those,
Which I have.
it's like one just movie, you know? It's like basically at the end, she leaves for a little while, she comes back, and then the story continues.
Yeah, which I like. I like that it is very continued. You notice that the art style, even though it was only like, I think they filmed those movies back to back, the art style was like super different. Like everyone's costumes went from being like really dark and like really cool looking club wear to this like hyper colored kind of like.
Well, I think because they got money, and so they probably got sponsors that were making them wear this crap. But never, oh man, I don't even remember what years, but everybody was wearing neon for a while.
It was 84.
You know,
83, 84.
Everybody had neon. We had those neon hats and pants and like those skater caps.
Like how you see Kid Koala in the background.
That's what I'm saying. Put that on one side of the other record. It's a perfect picture disc right there. Man, I'm gonna be on fire tonight for my show. I'm gonna be like cutting and scratching all night tonight and transforming. It'll be all super warm. It's gonna rewind.
Oh, I'm first. Nice.
Oliver. You know his mom shows up too. She's like, Oliver, get your dance home right now. Oh shit, dude, your mom's here, Oliver.
Oliver. She's gonna be so mad, Oliver.
He like snuck out, you know, to go break. I did that one time. I got busted.
To go breakdancing?
Yeah, my dad, I said, hey, there's this dude, he's leaving, you know, because this is back in the roller skating days, right? You go to the roller skating rink, and sometimes we'd go there to break. So I'm like, can I go? It's this dude's going away party, and he's like, no. And I said, okay. So he was late from work, so I lived literally 2 minutes away, and I walked over there, and we were trying to like haggle with this other breaker, and he was doing the, oh no, I don't break anymore bit, which, all right, that's crap. Like, don't say you're a break dancer, and then you're like, oh, I'm retired, I don't break no more. Like, it doesn't work like that. If somebody challenges you to a battle, you battle them. That's how it works, you know? Don't be like, oh, I'm a breaker, but I'm retired, and you're like 15. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So dude's doing this, and as he's doing this, he doesn't want to battle my friend, who was like, he wasn't great, but he was, you know, he was a break dancer. We all kind of sucked back then. And all of a sudden, I see my dad come over and just grab my arm out of a crowd and walk me home. I was like,
oh, wow.
In so much trouble. He's like, oh, man. He's like, what were you doing? I was like, I just wanted to battle.
He's like, what's a battle?
I was like, you know, I was doing the whole, I just want to dance.
Is your dad like a military guy?
No, we're like
Okay,
a very big...
You want to tell a military guy that you're going to battle?
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, let me tell you about the real battle stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so it was just like, oh man. So after I never snuck out to go dance ever again. Oh man, got me when I'm freezing.
This makes me want to start seriously learning these moves.
Well, like you see it, like I don't know if you ever watched the Red Bull BC, stuff. You start watching those, and then you're like, you get inspired, then you go out there, and you're like, I can do this, and you're like, no, you can't. You can't do it. I know that like some of you guys are athletic, and you're like, yeah, I can do it. I do all this stuff, but like when it comes to breakdancing, sometimes if you didn't learn the basics, it's hard to...
it's technique. It's just like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Hard to go out there.
I mean, I've been studying Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 12 years, and if you watch it, it doesn't look that difficult. And then you do it, and you're like, wow, there is a lot of technique.
I watch some UFC, but that doesn't make me want to go and do it.
Well, there's a difference, but in the two. But yeah, I mean, any high level activity is going to have a lot of technique, and it's going to take a long time to get into. But if it's worth it, it's worth it. Oliver
wins. I made Mama proud.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, this is dope.
This track?
Yeah. See, I like that acid stuff. So I like that acid break. It's like...
There's a really nice spectrum as far as like the hip hop kind of like break beat tracks on here. There's like the electro stuff. There's like the funky stuff.
Yeah.
There's the classic stuff.
Yeah, you got your classic breaks and your oversampled stuff, and you got your synth stuff going on, your robot pop. This is more like a monster, He's like just stomping.
Well, if you look at it, like if Kid Koala comes out here and plays all these tracks together, it's gonna be so dope. So people can find you online pretty much what? Just put Handsome Dodger in?
Yeah, you can find me online with Handsome Dodger. You can type in my real name, Ernest Alvarado. I'll pop up anywhere. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Friendster, MySpace. I still got the MySpace going.
Wait. There's a Friendster still?
I don't know, but if there is, I'm still logged in.
Dude, thank you very much for coming on the show, man.
That was a good time.
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
I gotta buy this game.
Yeah, Floor Kids just came out on Nintendo Switch. You should go out and get it.
Worth the money. Definitely worth the money. And it's like we played for a while, and like even though we heard the same songs and used the same characters, the gameplay was different every time. So it was really fun.
So yeah, all right. Well, thanks a lot, man.
That was fun. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Catch you next time.
See you later, guys.
All right. Bye.